Okay. Top ones, can you see? Can you see? Okay lang ba? I think you can see naman, di ba? So, these are the 11 tips on how to answer board exam questions. Okay, so another tips na naman. So, later on, we will have your pre-exams and mock boards. I hope na makakasagot po kayo using your 5 fingers. Alright? So, um, let's start. 11 tips on how to answer the board exam questions. Number 1, tip number 1, pakisulat sa inyong papel. Tip number 1, brush up on your reading comprehension skills. Okay? Top ones, brush up on your reading comprehension skills. Why is it very important to brush up? Because your ability, top ones, your ability to understand whatever you read is no doubt the most important aspect in the board exams. Okay? And more importantly, in your careers. So every word that appears, top ones, okay, meron po na late na pumasok. Hold on. Yan talaga problema. Alright. Welcome. Alright. Top ones. Why is it very important to brush up on your reading comprehension skills? Because every word po, di ba? Kung nakikita nyo po, before nyo po mabasa, yung sa written ha, yung 5 fingers, di ba? Meron dong MK and MA, di ba? Mahiwagang keyword, mahiwagang answer. So, would you believe, top ones, that every word is very important? Okay? Is it true that every word is very important? Every item, every test item. So, it means every word that appears in the question that you read serves as clues to the right answer. Top ones, ang clue po nasa keyword. Kapag marunong po kayo kumuha ng keyword, kahit hindi po ikaw matalino, kahit ikaw po yung medyo wise lang po, and you very intelligent in choosing the right keywords, you just have to pair it sa options A, B, C, D. Okay? So, because during the exam, top ones, during the exam, you will encounter questions wherein you will not be able to recall the word by word definition as taken from the book or reviewer. If this happens, and I'm sure it will happen frequently, okay, so you would then have to rely on analyzing the meaning of the question being asked based on the words that you see. So the higher your comprehension of what is being asked or defined, the higher your chances of getting the answers correctly. Top ones. Probably from now on, we need to practice our comprehension skills, di ba? So, saan mo nagsisimula? By reading. So, ang technique dyan is practice and method. So, you read every single day, including weekends. Kasi, nagbe-base po yung comprehension. Kasi, if walang comprehension skills, mahihirapan po tayo. Whatever course po, agriculturist, teacher, engineer, di ba? Nurse, whatever allied healthcare professions. Kasi, yung, totally honestly, top ones, ang board exam is just by reading only. Di ba? So, kaya nga, yung review center, di ba? Kung nakikita yung mga review center, not effective talaga. Because, di ba, yung review center po is more on discussing. Pero at least, meron nang lumalabas, meron ning makukuha tayo ng aral or let's say, technique. But, the board exam is purely reading. At ang dapat nag-equate yan sa inyong comprehension skills. Okay, so that is why you need to brush up on your reading comprehension skills. Very important po yan. So kapag medyo hindi natin na-familiarize sa memorize, hindi natin nagamit masyado yung ating comprehension skills, mahihirapan tayo sumagot sa board exams. Okay, so whatever course po, it's all about knowing your comprehension skills. At if alam mo na yung comprehension skills, all you have to do is to read your one book reviewer, di ba? What is the 5th technique? One book reviewer, study from the chapter 1 or first page until the last, daily, 4 a.m. So from now on, top ones, i-master natin yung comprehension skills para you have a better chances of passing. Alright? So top ones, tip number 2. Why is it very important to be physically and psychologically prepared? Why is it? Top ones. Okay? Why is it very important to be physically and psychologically prepared? Diba, sinabi ko nga doon sa orientation, maraming aspect po ang tao. Physical, mental, social, spiritual, and so on and so forth. You cannot do it alone if you base it only your physical, di ba? Your mental, di ba? Yung focus mo lang is healthy ka, di ba? Focus mo lang is yung mentally prepared, pero you are spiritually, psychologically, parang incapacitated. So, dapat all aspects po ng tao, dapat naging inline po yan sa preparation mo. So, it's very impossible you only get only the one aspect, di ba? Physical lang, mental lang. So, dapat whole aspects is very important. So, top ones, never underestimate your body's limitation. Okay? Top ones, never underestimate your body's limitation. Second, attend to your personal needs before the examination begins. Okay? So let's say for example, dapat nakaihi ka na before your exam. Dapat you are very equipped and ready sa inyong physical. So, you should, okay, attend to your personal needs before the examination begins. And top ones, umuulan na po. Maybe you'll be hearing rain. Okay, so top ones. Okay, so just as much as your physical condition is important in the board exams, so are your mental, emotional states. So do not let pressure, do not pressure po top ones, so nervousness control you. So it's true na. Kaya nga ako nga, a decade ago, nung nag-take ako ng licensure exams, very fearsome, very nervous, parang nag-breakdown ako, parang nabablack-out ako, di ba? You would know that and you would notice that during your, on the day sa licensure exams. And maybe makaka-relate po yung ating mga retakers, di ba? So do not be nervous, do not be fearsome. So, I hope you prepare on that one, okay? So, you must be able to control them. The board exam is like a war. Naniniwala ka ba? Ang board exam is like a war. Okay? And you will be going into the battle. Pero dapat pumunta ka sa battle na yun, pumunta ka sa exam na yun, dapat fully equipped and fully prepared. Alright? So, you have to release that warrior instinct in you and own the examination. Dapat ma-declare mo na, I am happy and grateful the fact that I am a passer and top-notcher. Okay? So, more people with positive mental attitudes succeed in life than who are pessimistic. Diba? Mga later na muna, yung mga mangyana habit, mga procrastination. Most likely, yung nagsasucceed talaga are those who have positive mental state. Diba? So, declare that you are going to win and that nothing can stop you from doing so. Okay? So tip number 2, be physically and psychologically prepared. Alright? And it's still raining hard. Okay? So, top ones. Tip number 3, pakisulat yan sa iyong papel. Tip number 3 is expect the unexpected. Is it true, top ones? You need to expect the unexpected. Baka po, kasi sinabi ko, all you have to do is to read the fundamentals, basics, and theories. Hindi nakalitaan mo na meron palang mga out of this world questions, meron pa rin advanced. Of course, you need to prepare on that one. Pero, expect the unexpected. I know you're 101% prepared already, but expect the unexpected. Naku, marami kang test items na makakasalamuhan na parang wala sa 4-year course mo, parang wala sa 5-year course. So, expect the unexpected. Because some of the, let's say, OC, some of the obsessive-compulsive behavior reviewing for the board exam. So, let's say, for example, we would have prepared a lot, read volumes of books from cover to cover, and memorize tons of formula, di ba? Most likely sa ating aspiring engineers, ang daming formula, most likely mga 1,000 to 3,000. So, maraming formulas, maraming tables, maraming mga data, and still would not be contented about it, okay? So, that is okay, but always remember, do not expect that everything that you have read and studied in your review will come out in exam. Huwag po kayo mag-expect na, ako nga, di ba? Maniwala ka po sa hindi. I read cover to cover my book reviewer. Pagdating ng exam, parang medyo malayo. Parang walang lumabas kahit isa. So, buti na lang yung nag-take the previous top ones. Yes, marami pong lumabas. Di ba? That is the advantage kung nag-enroll po kayo rito kasi direct to the point, And most likely, yung mock boards at final coaching mo, nagbe-base po. And yung ating pre-boards is nearest that will come out in the exam. Okay? So let's say for example, in my experience, um, yung only, I think, mga 10% lang lumabas sa aking inaral. Top 1. So, I studied and memorized during my review. So, have appeared in the actual exam. So, konti lang talaga. So, top ones, might as well expect the unexpected. Okay? So, that is tip number 3. Medyo lumakas pa yata yung ulan. Can you hear? Okay? So, top ones, just bear with me ha. Gusto ko ng ulan. So, tip number 4, what you have written, you have written. What do you mean by tip number 4? What you have written, you have written. What does it mean? So, this is a very reason why top ones, let's say for example, you would require to use pencils, di ba? Pencil naman tayo ang board exam, to shade answers in your exam because answer sheets are checked using lead sensor. So sa scanner paper nyo, once you shade, nababasa po yan ng machine, lead sensor machine. And erasures po are prohibited. Bawal na bawal po mag-erase. Pero what if, coach, I know tama ako, mali po yung pagkasagot ko, instead of A, dapat ang tama po letter B. What you're going to do? Ano nga sinabi ko during the mastering skills and test taking? You only change the answer if it is indisputable. Yung sure talaga na 1,001% mag-change ka ng answer. Kasi, ang mangyayari po yung top ones, nung nag-shade ka sa letter A, binura mo, you change it to letter B. So, pagdating ng checking sa lead sensor machine, parang mag-automatically wrong kasi dalawa po yung shade mo. Kahit top ones, I tell you, kahit binura mo pa yung lead, kahit nagbura ka pa, nag-erasure ka pa, meron matitira na lead po from your pencil. Okay, might as well no erasures, or erasures are prohibited. So once you have shaded an answer, you cannot change it and pick another one. So erasing top ones, erasing previously shaded answer will still leave spots of lead on your paper. This means that when your answer sheet is processed by the machine, it will detect two answers and will automatically mark the item wrong. Totoo po yan, top ones. Kaya nga, during my board examination, hindi masyado ako nag-erase. Pero meron akong na-erase, I think test 1 ata. Para around mga 50, 49, 50. Dalawa or tatlo yung binura ko. Pero hindi ako nag-expect na makokorek yun. Kasi binura ko na eh. Parang automatically wrong po yun. So what you have written, you have written. Okay? Okay, top ones na gets? Okay, top ones. Tip number 5. What do we mean? What's the hurry? Make the most out of your time. Let's say, for example, you have given 100 items for test 1 and you only allot it for 1 to 2 hours. So divide it. Probably you have a minute and few seconds per item. Pero meron akong na-observe top ones. Meron po mga test taker or examinee na minamadali yung exam. Would you agree? Do you believe? Top ones? Merong mga examinee na nagmamadali ng exam. At I tell you top ones, kahit na sa ating examination tutorial, I can feel it, I can sense it na minamadali po yung sagot. You're given a minute or 2 minutes to answer. Make the most out of it. Okay? Unless kung mataas talaga yung paragraph. So, bakit pa nagmamadali? Make the most out. Would you believe, top one? Ito po yung secret din, top ones. During your board examination, or kahit mock boards or final coaching, dapat po ikaw ang pinakahuling tumayo sa iyong chair. Okay? Gets, top ones? Dapat po ikaw po yung pinakahuli na tumayo. Okay? So, wag po magmadali. It's not about the competition between your examinees versus examinees, test taker versus test taker. Ang kalaban mo dito ay yung personally, yung sarili mo talaga. So, That's the only enemy that you have. Kapag na-conquer niyo po yun, yung sarili mo, that's the time I think you have the higher chance to pass. And bonus na lang po kung magta-top kayo. Okay? So, what's the hurry? Make the most out of your time. So, di ba, nagdi-discuss na tayo always ng time management, di ba? So, it's important in your review. It is important, okay, during the board exam itself. First order is which subjects are going to tackle on the time of day. So, PRC releases an exam schedule alongside the syllabus of the subjects. Diba? You can find it top ones in your, I think you can see it in your chat work or probably sa PRC website. Yung pag-release ng venue, di ba? Pag-release ng yung NOAA, pag-release ng yung copy of the exam schedules, synonymously, it would be paired with the syllabus. Top ones, be careful and follow strictly the syllabus. For example, aspiring engineer ka. Basta makaaral lang ako, okay na. Ay, baka matapos ko itong lahat ng libro, okay na. No. Ang mas mabuti pang i-follow po natin yung syllabus kasi doon po magre-revolve ang question. At saka, you can save time, di ba? So, top ones, follow because the schedule alongside the syllabus of the subjects in your particular licensure examination, let's say kung anong board exam ka, at least alam mo anong lalabas. Okay? So, wag po magmadali. So, having known the numbers allotted po, the next step is to know the number of questions, okay, the number of questions or items for each subject. So, let's say for example, 100 items. Yung sinabi ko kanina, 100 items divided by the few for 1 to 2 hours. So, you have a minute and few. So, dapat po, every test item. Pero, what if magkulang ka because grabe yung calculation, grabe po yung critical thinking, grabe po yung comprehension, hindi kaya ng 1 to 2 minutes isagutin. All you have to do is mark your booklet and go back again once you finish the easy ones. Okay, I repeat top ones. Unahin mo muna, sagutin yung mga easy ones. Okay? Pero wag po magmamadali. Take your time. Dapat po ikaw po ang pinakahuling tumayo. Sa lahat ng mga examiners, sa lahat ng test taker, dapat ikaw po ang huling tumayo. Okay, na-gets? Top ones, number 6. Why is it very important to practice elimination, which exploits the weakness of multiple choice questions? Okay? Practice elimination exploits the weakness of multiple choice question. So you can find also this one in Mastering Skills in Test Taking, nasa Padlet or sa chatwork mo. So you just have to review and scan the recorded one. So helpful po yun. Okay? So practice the art of elimination. So, to increase this probability, di ba? Possibly papasa ka na because you mastered how to eliminate questions and answers. So, especially for questions you do not know. Okay? Okay? Kasi ang pipiliin natin is yung possible nearest answer lamang po. So, here, later on, I'll give you an example. Let's see if you already memorized the 5 fingers and how to eliminate. Later on, I'll practice you. Okay? Most especially yung ibibigay ko na sample this evening is most likely yung lahat na magti-take this December. Okay? Let's try mamaya. Okay? So, practice elimination exploits the weakness of multiple choice questions. So, from the question we already know, we are looking for the right possible nearest answer. Okay? So, after our exams, so I researched to see if I had the right analysis. Okay, and true to what I thought, I was right. Okay, so probably. Pero ang technique na tapos, huwag po kayong magsasabi na, di ba, after you take your test, practice test, or let's say, yung board exam, tatanungin mo yung kaibigan mo, ano ba ang sagot mo sa number 69? Ano ba ang sagot mo? Huwag muna. All you have to do is to look and research kung tama ba. So, huwag po kayong probably yung kasama mo pala yung mali and you listen to him or her. So, you can do the research after or once you got home. Okay? Because the ability to eliminate choices depends on how much knowledge you have on the other given choices. Okay? That is why you have prepared in your review Okay, that is why you prepare. More topics you have read, the higher the chances of knowing which choices to eliminate. So, technique number 5. Ano yung technique number 5? Comprehensive topics. You just have to read your one book reviewer summarizing your 4 to 5 year course. Read it, study it, cover to cover, from page 1 until the last page, every single day, including Sunday, wala pong mintis, every 4 a.m. done. Okay? So otherwise, you might be running the risk of eliminating the correct answer. So top ones, practice po, practice. Okay? So pawaisan po yan, pawaisan. It's not about your diploma, it's not about nakagraduate ka, it's not about na summa cum laude ka or ikaw yung pinakamahina sa inyong batch. So pawaisan po yan, top ones. And all you have to do is to look sa Padlet. Di ba? Nasa Padlet po ang sikreto. So, hindi ka po bibiguin sa Padlet as a chat work. Okay? So, top ones, tip number 7, elementary. My dear Watson, logical reasoning really helps. What do you mean? Elementary. Diba? As Sherlock Holmes said, diba? Sherlock Holmes put it, having logical skills is a valuable tool to deduce or probably reduce an answer in certain questions you are not familiar with. Diba? Alam mo na yung eliminating right and wrong answers. So, pawaisan. So, this in particular, are recurring questions or questions with similar choices. So, later on, I'll give you the example. Okay? So, paano ba maging logical? So, kailangan talaga masterin top ones kasi kapag na-master nyo po, surely you have the higher chance, papasa ka talaga. Kapag na-master mo lahat nasa Padlet at sa chatwork, what if gumagawa ka ng iyong sistema, top ones? What if gumagawa ka ng sistema? Probably you will pass, pero it's no guarantee po. It's no guarantee. Because everything po sa Padlet, everything po sa chatwork is proven and tested. Okay? So, later on, I'll give you the secret. Tip number 8. Read questions very, very carefully. Be aware of stingers or stingers. What do you mean by that? Top ones. Read. Diba? You need to allot your time. 1 to 2 minutes. So, diba? Kasi it is synonymous sa comprehension yun, sa pagbabasa. So, you read your questions very, very carefully. Okay? So, kaya nga, last na nag-take sa November, diba? Nagpapasalamat sila kasi most of the items lumabas po during our mock boards. So, hopefully, I can give you nearest. So, I know top ones, yun nag-take sa November, possible, papasa po yun sila kasi ang hindi lang po papasa kasi yung umabsent talaga, always nagde-decline sa examination tutorial every weekend. So, they are 50-50. Pero yun talaga nag-observe sa Padlet, yung nag-apply po lahat, okay? It doesn't matter kung prepared ka o hindi. Okay? Kung na-follow mo lang po, following instructions and exerting 7% effort, nako, papasa ka talaga. Okay? So, top ones, read questions very carefully. So, read the questions twice. Dalawa po. Pero, di ba, we have the training already with the speed reading 300% and proper shading. Might as well you look on the Padlet top ones. Okay, ha? So, you look. So, do not be a high speed. Huwag po yung masyadong mabilis. Do not be high speed answered by just reading the first few lines of the question. Kasi, ang babantayan natin top ones, ito kasi, di ba, you have the absolute keywords. Least, most likely, never, except but one. Di ba? Yung mga all but one. Di ba? Yung mga the best. Yun po ang babantayan natin. You already know na, parang looks familiar tong question. Sigurado akong tama ang sagot ko rito. Pero nakaligtaan mo na meron parang pampa-reverse ng question. Those are your absolute keywords. Top one. So be very careful. Okay? You also have to look out for stinger words or stinger words. Like the words not and except. I repeat ha. Most likely ito yung lumalabas sa boards. Not and except. Not and except. Okay? Later on, I'll give you an example. Okay? So read questions very carefully. Probably twice. Alright? Top ones. Tip number 9. Categorize your answers to gauge your score. how can you categorize your answers to gauge your score? Okay? So, all of your answers, top ones, all of your answers can be summed into three categories, namely sure answers, 50-50 answers, and wild guesses. Tatlo po yan. Sure answers, 50-50 answers, and mga educated guess. Di ba? Technique number one, educated guess. So, after having answered all the items in your questionnaire, especially for the items you're not sure, before transfer them to the answer sheet or your planton paper. So, might as well top ones, categorize it. Di ba? Sa technique natin, merong easy or hard question. Pero meron din, pwede rin na sure answer, 50-50 answer, or wild guess or educated guess answer. So, categorize your answer top ones. Okay, i-segregate nyo. Because you need how to do it. Because on the questionnaires, mark the questions with a star if you are 90% sure or 90 to 100% sure you got it right. Pwede pa maglagay ng star doon sa booklet mo. Okay? So it is you categorize. Alright? So, the point in doing these top ones, the point in doing this is not only to see what your possible score, but able to recheck and re-evaluate. Yan talaga ang main point, top ones. Re-evaluate. Diba? You are very masinap at saka you followed and you do it. Every item is very sacred for you. Okay? Katulad ko, nag-take ako a decade ago, I'll make sure every item is sacred. So that is why, aayusin ko ang pagsagot kasi sacred po. Kahit 1 point lang po yan. Okay? So, need to recheck and re-evaluate. Okay? So you answer, especially those that belong in the 50-50 category, yung choose mo na 50-50 category. So get back at those questions, yung medyo mahirap po, grabe yung comprehension, critical thinking skills, calculation. So you need to spend some time rethinking about your answers before you transfer them as your final answers in your answer sheet. So categorize. Okay? So top ones, tip number 10. Questionnaires first, answer sheets later. Pero noon, yung ginawa ko noong top ones, di ba meron akong booklet. Di ba pwede man susulatan yung booklet? I don't know ngayon kung pwede naman susulatan, but yung booklet ko is doon po ako nag-answer. At I'll just allot time na i-transfer ko lahat ng answers ko doon sa answer sheet. Para sure talaga, hindi ko nag-i-erase. Di ba? Probably, yun po ang gagawin nyo. Yung booklet nyo, pwede nyo sulat-sulatan. Anyway, yung pencil ang gagamitin nyo. Di ba? So, yung draft mo na answer, doon mo na, you encircle it, di ba? You take a note, put a star, you put a 50-50 answer, sure answer, and wild guessing. Okay? So, kailangan po yung top ones, alright? So, questionnaires first, answer sheets later. Okay? So, you would not need your answer sheets for the moment until you have read all the questions and ready to make your final judgment. Alright? So, the first step is setting your answer sheet aside and just focus on your questionnaires. So, do a quick scan sa inyong questionnaire. Take note of the number of questions and see if everything is in order. Check if there are missing pages or missing numbers. I-check nyo talaga top ones kasi nagkakamali rin yung PRC. Probably meron silang error na kulang yung pages, kulang yung numbers. I-check it. Kung sure ba na 100 items yan, sure ba na 150 items yan, sure ba na 70 items. So, check po per page. I-check po kung anong set ka. Nako, meron pong pumalya, meron pong bumagsak because instead na nilagay niyang set A, ang paglagay niya is set B. Diba? Wrong booklet letter. So, alamin mo kung anong set ka. Okay? Beware of corrections or bonus. Okay? Questions. These are usually written on the blackboard and are announced by the proctor. Okay? So, ang bottom line yung top ones, follow strictly the instruction. Alright? So, last, top ones, 11. Will you dread the exam or will you declare to excel? Ano ba ang sagot, top ones? Ikaw ba magdi-dread or will you declare excel? What do you think? Siyempre, di ba? Siyempre, you need to declare, I am happy and grateful the fact that I am a passer and top-notcher. Okay? So the final takes us back to the introduction. Okay? So, are you one of the people who dread the exam, or are you one of the few to declare they will excel? So be honest po, be honest, be honest, be honest. For you are the only one who can answer this. Probably before ka matutulog po, you can answer this one. Am I a dread to this exam, or I am passer or top notcher? Magdi-declare na to excel. So assignment po yan, top ones, ha? So if you answer to my questions in the latter, then I believe you are on your way to creating your own milestone. So these tips po, these tips, yung 11 tips, came from a board top notcher, done it, did it thrice. Okay? Tatlo po ang kanyang lisensya, top ones. So ito yung mga technique nito is kinuha ko sa isang tao, sa isang examinee na nag-take ng board exam thrice. Not thrice na kasi nabagsak, no. Talagang tatlong board exam talaga ang tinake niya. And everything po is top-notcher po siya. Okay? Ito po yung ginawa niya, itong 11 tips. So, if you'd like to get a copy of this one, probably you can ask and I'll give you a copy of the PowerPoint presentation. Or probably you can watch the video again. Okay? Top ones, nagets. Okay? So, top ones. I hope ready na ang ating mga criminologists, mga respiratory therapists, ating mga physical therapists, at ang mga engineers and teachers who would take the exam sooner or probably this next month. Let's try to answer this one. Few items lamang po. Use 5 fingers or any technique. Top ones, not necessarily you stick to 5 fingers. Probably you can add. Probably gawin yung 10 fingers kasi 10 po eh. Dalawang kamay. You can do it 10 fingers. Pawaisan po, pawaisan. So let's try to check. Let's try to answer using 5 fingers or all of your techniques. If you can really answer and if you're really prepared. Kahit hindi mo board question, kahit hindi in line with your profession, please try to answer. It's not about how much you read, but how you use and apply the 5 fingers. Okay? Let's try to answer this one. What is the correct answer? The term referring to the power of making decisions or a choice is decision making, vision, discretion, problem solving. This came from criminologist po ito. Test 2, test 3. Naku, meron ka na idea. Okay, I think dapat po makasagot ang mga criminologists or any boards. What is the correct answer? Letter? Criminologists, what is the correct answer? Letter? What is your keyword? Ang keyword po is making decisions or a choice. Kasi itong decision making is probably medyo heavy siya. Di ba? Vision, nako, malay, you need to eliminate. Problem solving, nako, medyo GG na, medyo mabigat na. So between A and C, what is the correct answer? Personal ha, personal. Somewhat personal, making decisions or a choice. The correct answer is? Letter? Letter, ang sagot sa PRC po is letter? Letter C po. Okay ang decision making, but top ones, medyo a little bit heavier to, decision making. Diba? More on evaluation, more on the yung process talaga. Pero you have your pag-personal choice mo or you need to make your own decision. It's your discretion. Okay? It's your discretion. So, ang isasagot nyo po sa board exam, criminologist is letter C. Kasi, letter C ang sagot ng PRC. What if ganito top ones? What if tama po ang sagot nyo, pero mali po ang sagot ng PRC? Anong gagawin nyo po? Of course, tao rin lamang po sila at nagkakamali. So, meron talagang items doon, top 1, sa inyong test paper or sa booklet is may error. So, ang tamang sagot lamang po is nasa PRC or nasa chairman or board member. Kahit you feel na sure ang sagot mo, pero ang tamang sagot po is nasa PRC lamang po. Okay? So, ang sagot nila is letter C. Pero okay letter A. Pero what if, di ba? Pero ang sagot nila is, it's your discretion. Okay, let's try to answer this one. I think merong mga physical therapist dito. Magti-take this December. A patient arrives at an initial evaluation, kahit hindi mo ka-line ha, kahit hindi mo kalinya yung board, yung course, answer it with your 5 fingers. You just have to get your keyword. A patient arrives at an initial evaluation with complaints of ankle pain that began with a sudden onset. Meron pong pumasok, hold on. Okay. Let's go back. Top ones. A patient arrives at an initial evaluation with complaints of ankle pain that began with a sudden onset after the patient jumped off a couch. The Thompson test yields a positive result. This is indicative of, nag-jump siya ha, nag-jump. High ankle sprain, LCL sprain, ruptured Achilles tendon, or navicular fracture. Meron po ba mga physical therapists magti-take December? The correct answer is? The keyword is, nag-jump siya sa couch na napuruhan yung ankle. Or choose the technique, 5 fingers. The answer is letter. Medyo absent yata yung PT natin. So, letter C po, ruptured Achilles tendon. So, what is your keyword? Keyword is ankle. Nag-jump siya sa couch. Pero they know already this one, Thompson test. Pero I don't know kung alam niyo po ito. Pero ang keyword natin, ankle, tapos nag-jump siya. So, parang na-damage. So, ano bang inline sa ankle? Kung nakakita kayo ng yung Greek methodology, di ba? Ruptured Achilles tendon. Okay? So, let's try to answer this one. Meron ba mga respiratory therapists magti-take sa December? Let's try to answer. Inflammation of the lung causing severe chest pain is emphysema, pleurisy, asphyxia, hypoxia. The correct answer is letter. Keyword, lung. Kahit hindi mo alam what is chest pain, what is inflammation, basta lung. Basta lang po, plural cavity, plural. Ano yung pinakamalapit? Letter B. Siya din ang pinaka-shortest. So, the keyword is lung, tapos may chest pain. The correct answer is letter B, pleurisy. Okay? So, let's try to answer this one. Meron ba mga civil service na magti-take? Okay? Molecule is to atoms. Tissue is to blank. Is it organ, cells, body, neutrons? What is the correct answer? Technique. If molecule is an atom or atoms, tissue is to smaller than body. Molecule, atoms, tissue. After sa tissue po is letter B or number 2, cells. Molecule is to atoms, tissue is equals to, ano kasunod ng tissue? Smaller than that. Cells. The correct answer is letter B or number 2. Okay? Let's try to answer this one. Meron ba mga aspiring engineers? Okay? This is common sense lamang ha. You don't have to be good with calculation talaga. Magaling talaga. Wise lang. So, there are atomic clocks capable of measuring time with an accuracy of 1 part in 1011 or 1011. If 2 such clocks are operated with precision, then after running for 5,000 years, these will record, may difference ba of 1 second? Difference ba of 1 day? A difference of 1011? A difference of 1 year? What is the correct answer? Aspiring engineers. The correct answer is Or you can use it in common sense lang. The correct answer is letter. Meron bang magbabago? Yes, meron. A difference of, ano yung technique? 5 fingers. Ano bang pinakamataas? Letter A, a difference of nearly 1 second. It doesn't matter po kung 10,000 years, 5,000 years, 500 years. Same lang po ang time. Or more or less, mga few seconds or milliseconds ang pagitan, ang difference. Okay? So, gets? Okay? So eto. Meron ba mga aspiring teachers dito? Mga principals or civil service, okay? Or probably math. Standard deviation is to variability as mean is to, or lalabas na ito sa research test 2. Coefficient of correlation, central tendency, discrimination index, or level of difficulty. What is your keyword? Mean. Pag sinabing mean, katulad siya ng mode, katulad ng median, range. The correct answer is, anong tawag sa kanila? Letter. Ito ang isasagot nyo sa test 2. Letter B. Central tendency. Diba? Mean, median, mode, range. Central tendency po yan. Okay? Hinahanap. Okay? So, that's it, top ones. So, I'll send you a mock boards. All you have to do is to answer it wholeheartedly. Take your time using the technique, most especially the 5 fingers, and make sure you make it correct po. Kasi isipin mo, yan po ang board exam. So, it will pop up only in your Chatwork account na I hope you can answer it religiously. Okay? So, any questions, top ones? Ano po? Yung sa yung mga annex? Right? Oo. Tapos, ito top ones, iba-iba po ang instruction per venue. So, meron pong iba, kami magre-required kami ng RT-PCR, magre-required kami ng vaccination card, di ba? So, it depends po sa inyong lugar. Let's say, for example, ang question ng top 1 Filomeno. Pero most likely, yung mga annex na yan, yun po ang gagamitin. Pero paki-check rin sa PRC website, baka meron pong a little bit changes sa form. Pero, yes, you can print that, you can write, and probably try to submit online or sa branch. Pinakamalapit na branch sa inyo. Okay? What do you mean may bagong schedule, may bagong forms, may bagong... Pero ito ang kailangan po as of now, hindi mo pa ma-require yung tao na kailangan talaga fully vax, second dose ka na talaga. No, kasi meron po tayong batas and some na hindi talaga pwede magpaturo kasi it's against their beliefs, sect, and religion. And we will need to respect that, diba? Article 3, Bill of Rights. So, meron pong rights na kailangan natin i-follow. So, regarding sa question mo, let's say for example, pero ang ito i-prepare nyo, either 14-day quarantine certificate, yung nakumpleto mo talaga yung 2 weeks, yung 14 days, or an RT-PCR or swab test. Okay? So kung ikaw ang papapiliin, what would you choose? Alin pa sa tatlo? Yung yung komportable ka, yung hindi ka mape-pressure. Yeah. Pwede, di ba? Kahit ako, meron ako fully vax na ako, yun po ipapakita ko. Okay? So, double check lang po yan, top 1 na fail ha. Double check mo talaga, baka mag-require pala ng RT-PCR within 3 days. Pero medyo mahal kasi, di ba? So, I hope pwede na yun. Pero don't worry, top ones, medyo pa-okay na po yung ating pa-okay na po ang ating, hindi na masyado yung kagaya nung una na grabe talaga yung number of cases, di ba? Yung grabe talaga yung COVID. Ngayon, paunti-unti na probably on the day sa inyo, medyo hindi na masyadong. Pero, if nakalagay po is either or whether sa tatlo, choose na lang yung fully vax, di ba? Hindi po stress, hindi po wala akong babayaran, di ba? O, okay na po yun. Yes. Ay, okay, sorry, hindi ko talaga nasagot ang tanong ni Jarinet. Nagdi-discuss kasi ako. So, Coach, dapat po September 2020 ako magte-take po. Bakit po kaya wala ako sa list ng first to fourth batch po ng takers? Ang tanong po, retaker or first timer? Top 1 jar. Okay. Ang priority po kasi nila ngayon is, do kahit nakasubmit ka na, di ba, ang dami-dami ninyo, di ba? Of all the specialization. Yung inuna po, yung mga first timer. And kindly check sa second batch, third batch, fourth batch, or just be hopeful lang po and pray na masali ka po sa role of examinees. Okay? So that is why, probably that is the reason, inuna muna yung mga kakagrumadyo. Kasi kawawa rin eh. Di ba, 1,000 kayo nagtitake. Tapos, how about yung mga fresh grad? Later na sila. So, yan po ang pagkakategorize nila. So, inuna mo lang yung mga, okay lang po yan. At least, prepared ka na top 1 jari at magta-top ka na in your exam, next exam. Just be hopeful and keep on praying. Okay, any question? I'll just take, i-off ko muna yung recording. Naka-record pala.